Strange.
What the heck?
We're live. It's Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. on the West Coast, and once again we are live. I'm not sure I'm live because I just got up from a nap because it's been a long day. But I tried to take a nap so
we
that
have
I'm ready.
an AI of Sean.
Right, exactly. All right, welcome, adventurers. I'm your guide, Sean McZoo. This is Bill Strand with me, the headmaster of the Chameleon Academy. This is the Reptile Show reporter. Buckle up because it's time to start the music. Hello. I don't know if we should make the music go longer or not. It didn't seem like we were able to dance very much. Let's look at the chat. Nobody's on the chat yet, so I've at least got the... Hey, there we go. James Cross is here. Welcome, James. Sorry about the rough beginning, but I'm sure that it'll be worth it in the end or whatever we get from this. So today we're discussing our weekend Reptile Show adventures. So Bill and I were both out adventuring this weekend. I went to two shows I've never been, or one show that I've never been to, and one show that I've never been to that particular location because I haven't been there in 25 or more years. So it's been a long time since I've been to the Columbus show. Bill, any announcements today?
Only that I am preparing for my 3D printing for Reptile Keepers class that starts this Saturday. And if you want to be part of, want to figure out how to use 3D printing for your reptiles, that's a great class because that's
awesome.
Got myself a benchy.
What is that? It's a boat?
It is a little boat. It is called...
I was on a big boat today, Bill.
It's more than a boat. For anybody who's in 3D printing knows this is benchy. This is what you use to test your 3D printer. It has all the different surfaces that are very hard to do. And so it's like your test run for your 3D printer. It's cute.
You're way ahead of me, Bill. I haven't bought the printer. I haven't got to the shows. I don't know what I'm doing, so I guess I'm going to have to watch and see or catch it on the rerun.
You're not supposed to know anything about 3D printing to take my class. It tells you everything. At the beginning, it tells you all the terms you need to know, and the second class actually helps you pick out the right 3D printer. So it's absolutely no, you don't have to know anything.
Awesome. All right, when is this going to be?
It's 4 consecutive Saturdays starting this Saturday. And if anybody's interested, just go to chameleonacademy.com, and there's a huge graphic right there that'll lead you to it.
All right. You got that to show us, Bill, or what?
What, the benchy? Yeah, I got this to show you.
Talking about chameleonacademy.com and the whole thing that you're supposed to see, but never mind. I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I can share.
Your moment is gone, come and gone. We need to move on to something else. Podcast. So we haven't added an extra podcast, but I did move them to YouTube. I realized I never put them on YouTube, and I thought, oh my. So 3 out of the 4 are on YouTube. I'm going to put the other one on tomorrow so that they're a couple days apart so people don't think I just blasted YouTube with the different things. But they're on the regular YouTube channel as well as the Reptile Show Reporter podcast YouTube channel. So, all right. And then the social media, I have rebuilt the pillars, Bill.
What the heck's going on over there?
So I realized that I have failed to, hey, wait a minute. We need to talk. Elizanne is here. Hello. And Stephanie Payne is here. So, all right. I was talking about failing and I failed to keep my dogs quiet. But pillar number 4, the attendees. I have yet to get an attendee to talk to me. I don't know on camera. They talk to me all the time, but tell them I'm going to put them on camera and they just like go quiet and hide somewhere under the table. So I have decided that I'm going to rearrange the pillars. Pillar 4 will be, what is pillar? Let's just start with 1. Pillar number 1 is the potential pets. Pillar number 2 is the other things. What does that include?
All right.
Everything else. The cages, the bugs, the things I put on, like those things that people sew up together that was on my Instagram. If you want to know what's on the Instagram, look on the Instagram account or the YouTube or the Facebook account. I'm not gonna tell you. You got to do it. You got to do the work. So that's the other things. Whatever it might be there, accessories or what have you. And then that's the new one. Pillar number 3 is the vendors, and pillar number 4 is the show itself. So we start the week with the show itself. We move to the vendors. We talk about the other things, and I can't get the movie The Others out of my head. I hated that movie. And then the number 1 is the potential pets. So we started new pillars that started this week. So go ahead and check my Facebook or my Instagram, my Facebook group, Reptile Show Reporter, or check the Instagram out and look to see what's going on there. All right. So let me get this stuff out of my way here so I quit seeing the pop-ups from my email. I don't know why that happened. So what show did you go to, Bill?
I went to the Reptile Super Show in Pomona, California. That's in LA County and in California here. And it's a huge show. You are correct that we did have a huge show in July. And traditionally...
Wait a minute. It's got the same name in a different location?
That's correct. It's by the same promoter. It's the same...
We at least chose 2 names. I've got the Medina, which is the All Cleveland show, and the Columbus show, which is the All Ohio show. They're by the same promoter. Why didn't you pick a different name?
Because he found the absolute most awesome name, and where do you go from there?
Oh, okay, I guess Reptile Mega Show, whatever it is, 2, or the sequel, or the larger, or the newer, or I don't know.
Right. You know what? It's working for him. Next year, he's going to be making it the Fish Super Show, Succulent Super Show, and Bird Super Show all together. So it's like 4 huge shows.
Wait a minute. The Succulent Super Show doesn't sound like it's going to be a good show, Bill. Can you talk about that?
I don't know why he selected succulents. I mean, we have all sorts of plants at the Reptile Super Show, from normal house plants to carnivorous plants to orchids. So you would think that he would say the Plant Super Show, but Rami is a very intelligent man, and I'm sure he's been thinking about this and has a very good reason. And it is up to us to figure that out as a senior project.
All right, I'm unmuting because my dog keeps barking. My wife's going to take her for a walk, but we're in a foreign place. Not a foreign place. We're in Port Clinton, which is just west of my place. So it's not a nice place to be doing this in. But this is the life of a live show podcaster type person, and so the celebrity is there, but the background money hasn't blown in. I see all these things, Bill. What's wrong with me? Am I not doing it right? Why are these people standing in front of their yachts and their fancy cars and talking about all the money they're making podcasting or doing YouTube?
Yeah, you're probably asking the wrong guy. I think you've yet to see me standing in front of a yacht or an airplane. You've seen me stranded in an airport in Kenya. You've seen that.
Yeah, that I saw those with an airplane, and I also saw you with all those pets you have. I don't know how many houses, and you live in California. It's like 100 times more expensive than the rest of the state or the universe or the country. So I don't know. You could be making billions and still doing okay. But okay.
I could be making billions and still living paycheck to paycheck.
Yes, exactly. So plants are such a big thing right now. I bet the Succulent Show will be pretty popular. I'm just saying it doesn't sound like it's going to be good because it starts with succulent. Yeah, so I don't know. The first few words
doesn't believe it.
Like, so. That's not. But okay. Anyway, so tell us about this show, Bill.
All right. So this is a huge show. I mean, there are aisles, and you walk down and down and down, and I mean, it was so big. I got there and I checked out the booths, And then I was comparing notes with other people who had been there, and they were talking about completely different booths. Yeah, well, there was one telling me about how there was one booth that had a bunch of Jackson's chameleons all packed into a small cage, which was not good. But I didn't see that. I saw the ones where the veiled chameleons were packed into a small cage. So
that's your specialty, Bill, veiled chameleons. So I don't know. Maybe that was your problem. Maybe you just saw the veiled who looked like who the Jacksons that looked like veils, because every thing is a veil for you.
Also, what happens is you get these, if you've got these booths that like have all these chameleons packed into a small cage, that's like an afterthought. So that is it's something where they could bring it in after sometime in the middle of the show. Who knows? What's y'all's take on Jay being caught having people to go in the...
What the heck? I didn't mean to put that up, but that was I don't know. This is CCQ Reptiles. You know who this is? Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
This is Chandler. I know this is Chandler. I don't know the
I guess we should just say whatever everybody else says when they hear something they don't want to talk about. No comment. I don't know anything about that. I haven't heard about it. So I actually haven't. So, all right. So tell me, Bill, was it easy to find the show?
Well, the one, it's easy to find the Fairplex, and the Pomona Fairplex is just this huge, sprawling complex that has these like huge hangar-like structures. And there's all over the place, and there's multiple places that you can get you can get in to this area. Multiple huge parking lots. You just have to figure out which the right one is, because it's kind of hard.
Like a place that has multiple shows or different things that might be going on, or
they will have multiple things going on independently.
Okay.
At one point, there was a big boat show going on right next door, and so it's a huge complex. And so you just got to figure out where parking is and which gate to go into.
So how was parking?
In this case, it was easy because I got there before the crowds did. And so I was able to get a very nice parking spot. But I mean, this place is big enough that the parking lot has a tram that goes around to pick people up.
Wow, it's like Disney.
Yep.
Or Universal Studios or whatever. Yeah. Or Cedar Point, where I was yesterday, they do have a tram. We walked, but all right. So is there a cost for parking?
Yeah, that's what was it? $12.
That's more than I paid for either one of my shows.
Yeah, well, that around here, that's actually pretty good. I think it's like $2 at the last show, the Anaheim show.
All right, it's a McZoo, James Cross. All right, that's funny. All right. And the entrance, was it easy to find?
Yeah, you just follow the hordes of people.
Okay.
And you'll be able to show up if you find it. Yeah, it's pretty easy because of all the people. I mean, this is like all of a sudden a little mini city dedicated to reptile people.
So how much does this set you back, Bill, if you don't mind telling us?
Let's see. What is this? I think it's like
ballpark.
It's like $25-$30.
Okay.
It's not exorbitant. So it's well worth the cost and the ability to get together with such a huge community of reptile people.
Great. Okay. Let's check these pictures out, Bill. What is this?
Okay, this is actually during setup, and so this is showing the wide expanse and the huge area that
about
is there.
This.
Yeah, and so what I'm trying to do, this is where I got way to the front, and I just wanted to show how huge this place is. And so yeah, you can see the major supporters of the show up front.
How many booths were there?
I mean, last time I heard it was 700. I don't know how many were
700. Wow.
today.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay. And then there's another one I got for me here. What is this?
Okay, this is the start of when people started coming in, and it was like when they opened the doors, there's all of a sudden a wave of people that starts at the front and just makes their way back. It's kind of fun to watch.
Okay, that's awesome.
But nobody.
Was there a line at the front to get in? Or?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I never show up one time. I'm always running behind, so I avoid the lines, not on purpose, but by accident. So, what's this?
The line isn't that. I mean, it gets long, and so you're way far away, but it goes pretty quickly. So once the doors open, it's not like you're standing there for an hour. It's like once the doors open, it goes pretty quickly. So it's okay. This is another shot of. I was trying to show how big the aisles are and how far it goes back.
Okay, let's see what this is here. That's another shot there. Same kind of situation. Oh, that was the first one we showed, wasn't it?
Let's you're getting a lot of shots from me trying to show how big it was.
Let's see.
The thing is, once you start taking pictures when you're in the alleyways, I mean, no, between you can't show how big it is. It's just like any other show. Although this one has pretty wide aisles. Back when this show was in San Diego for the longest time, before it moved up to Pomona or moved up to Anaheim. Anyway, in the San Diego Convention Center, that was such a small. Those are so small that it was literally you're walking through like this.
Wow.
And because
of people, or because of the booths, or
because it was the same amount of people, I'm sure it's grown since then, but it's got a whole lot of people in much smaller space, and so the aisles were much
full of people.
Smaller. Okay, so this is the best show that I've been to. I enjoy it the most because there's the room, there's the diversity of vendors there. And it's a lot of fun, and you meet people. I didn't have an official meetup because I was there at the beginning on Saturday morning, and I was only able to stay about an hour after the show opened because I had to get back. I had my Chameleon Academy Chameleons and Coffee live show with Jan Stapala from UK, author
of great. I caught part of that.
Oh yeah. And
catch the rest on replay, but he's awesome in that book. Mountain Dragons is phenomenal.
Yeah. So got back, had to leave early for that.
Okay. Did you go both days or just the one day?
No, just one day. It was enough. I got myself all of my isopods. They're still in there. I'm gonna bring them out. These are my dairy cow isopods. Open them up right now.
Okay. So compare and contrast Pomona versus Anaheim.
Anaheim is much more expensive, and that's would be understandable. But the experience is similar, and the Anaheim was a nice show too. So they're both nice venues, and I think having them a month apart, it hasn't hurt the situation at all. It's something where now if you had another one, you'd probably see a drop off. Like if you had another one next month, you'd probably see a drop off in people coming, because 3, that's a little bit extra.
So James is saying you can pay more to get in early. Is that true?
That is true.
Okay.
VIP access.
Is that the advantage to just being able to see the vendors first and get the pets before everyone else does? Or
yeah. At these shows, there's a different strategy when you go there. If you are looking for something special, you get there at the at the break of dawn, exactly when it opens, and that way you can go and you can scope out the place and figure out where the real high quality stuff is, the best stuff. And so if you're looking for something special, that's when you go. If you just want to bounce around in there and just enjoy it, you let the first wave go and you come in the middle of a Saturday and you just hang out for a while. If you're looking for deals, then you come at the end of Sunday when everybody's leaving and people don't want to take, because people inventory up for this show. And if there's anything left, they don't want to take it home. This is I hate this dynamic, but that's the way it is. Okay. So
all right. So Steve is here. Hello, Steve.
Hello, Steve.
So which one was better, Pomona or Anaheim?
Better.
Different.
I prefer Pomona because Anaheim feels more expensive, more I guess I won't be able to describe why I feel the way I feel, but I like Pomona better.
So let's see, was there anything else I was going to ask you? This is a list of questions here that I just opened up my email instead of looking at my list. What did you see there?
Well, I looked for isopods. That's what I was looking for.
Okay, isopods.
My powder orange, and I got my dairy cow.
Mm-hmm.
As far as chameleons, they had the basic panther chameleons. There were some Jacksons, but not a whole lot of diversity, and that's okay with me. And then
I'm going to stand up and move my daughter here because she's crying in the background. And
all right. But the one thing I love about the California shows is the diversity of what you're going to find there. Mm-hmm. You'll find a whole lot of the ball pythons and the crested geckos, but you'll find all sorts of other things as well. So we've got a very nice blend for everybody can find something there. Yeah. And then there was triple Lenotus there. So, yeah.
All right. So Chameleon Cartel is here and asking if I'm going to the BRM show at the end of the month, which is the Fremont show, we also call it. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to be there if my back doesn't give out or the creek doesn't rise. I used to say God willing, but my back has been an issue. It was on this trip as well, but I've managed to get through it, and I'm going to be there. So we'll be talking about that at some point. All right. So, Bill, I'm going to put you in the driver's seat and let you interview me about my two shows that I went to. What would you like to hear about? Either the All Ohio in Columbus or the Sin City show in Cincinnati? All Ohio, I was at 25 years ago, so that doesn't really count, at a different location. And Sin City, I've never been to. So what do you want to talk about?
What's so special about these two that it was worth driving and hanging out in a hotel?
I didn't have to hang out in a hotel. I stayed at my aunt's house.
Well, where are you right now?
But the one is 2 hours away, so I don't have to hang out in a hotel. The other is only 3 hours from my house, so I really could have done it in one day. But next month, it's going to be 2 days. So what's so special about it? Just a new venue, a new atmosphere, a new way to check things out, new vendors, different people.
How big are these?
The All Ohio show is just about the size of the Medina show, or maybe a little bit smaller, I think. At least vendors-wise, it might have been the same size, but the venue is a little smaller. Both of them are in what do you call it? County fairgrounds, but the Medina County Fairgrounds are a much upper scale fairground, so it's more like a hotel room, ballroom, where the other one's more like a fairground.
All right. So these are larger shows, correct?
100, 120 vendors, something like that.
All right. And how are these different than the ones that we've been talking about?
How are they different? I would have to say the All Ohio show is also connected to the Medina show. So we've been talking about the Medina show since the very beginning. That's where I met Two Turtle Tom. And so let's just kind of scratch that one into the surface. The other show is actually in a hotel room. It's in a Holiday Inn in Cincinnati. It's a beautiful show, a beautiful venue. It's the whole hotel ballroom is full, and there's booths outside in the hallway. And there's two entrances because they have to block off both ends of the hallway. And so there's two entrances to the north and to the south. And so you go into that, you know, it's packed to the hilt with people. Parking is free, but it's Two Turtle Tom's here. Just saying hello. Here's name dropped. Yeah, it's the first time I dropped it, Tom. All right. Parking is free at all these locations I've been to. Different than California type parking, but you know, the price is under $10 a head at all these venues. Now these are because people go every month, and so they have to get in and get their stuff, and they're not interested in spending $50 to go. I think there was a lot more variety at the Sin City one, which is the one in Cincinnati. There's all kinds of different things that I hadn't seen before, or not seen before, but I don't see very often. So there were 3 or 4 vendors who had chameleons, some that had them all in a container, others that were individually raised parson chameleons that were by themselves in cages. So really, really nicely put out over there. There were, let's see, I put a list down so I wouldn't forget. You know, there was the geckos, but there were unusual geckos. There was all different kind of snakes. There was not that. I mean, ball python was, yeah, it was 10% of the show, which they seem to always be, but it's usually 40 or 50% by volume of number of snakes that you see there, or volume of actual reptiles. There were, like I said, chameleons. There were several different types of tortoises. There was a star tortoise, which are extremely rare. There were turtles, which are still part of the turtle family, but related to tortoises. There were spiders. There were the jumping spiders. There was a whole entire row of arachnids, different types, and there was different types of lizards. So it was a high variety type of show. And next month they're going to do a 2-day show, a Saturday and Sunday show. They're going to do different things on the 2 days. They're going to have all kinds of guests and things, not guests in the sense of reptile guests, but they're going to have, I guess they were going to have the some kind of characters and just things to make interesting for kids and make the days different. So they're different that way. Let me show you some pictures here. Let's see here. We start with this is the All Ohio sign. Not very bright or big, but it's there. It's quite easy to see. Like I said, it's in a building that is part of the fairgrounds, just one of the fairground buildings. That's me in front of the All Ohio Reptile Show sign with my daughter Abigail there. As we walked in, and like the same kind of thing, air conditioning you see in the top, many booths. This is just 1/4 of the show that you can see there. I didn't take enough pictures, I don't think. I realize that I don't take enough pictures. I take a video of the whole thing back and forth from both different angles, but I couldn't get the videos to upload to this because they're too huge. So I couldn't get it to upload to my computer quickly tonight because the videos were huge and they blocked up my email. So it was kind of a bummer. So that's the All Ohio show. Those are pictures I wanted to show that. Let's see. This is the indoors of the. You can see the difference in, you know, this is a ballroom, carpeting and everything. This is the indoors of the Sin City show. That's to the left. As you walk in the door, that's just the left side. The door is in the middle, and you've already passed a bunch of booths, 10 or 20 booths on the outside. And this is to the right of the. Oh no, this is the view from the other side, and this is the view to the right. That's about 1/3 of the right. So it's not a huge show, but I mean it is a bigger show as far as Ohio and the local areas go. What else do you have for me, Bill?
How close were these two shows?
How close are they? They're an hour and a half apart. They're an hour from the Columbus was an hour from my aunt's house and a half an hour more to Cincinnati South. So kind of along the same. It's interesting because they're along the same corridor. You go down 71 from Cleveland, you see the first show, you hit Medina, you hit Cincinnati, you hit Columbus, and then you kind of hit Cincinnati. So it's all the same corridor, like a stripe down the middle of from the right side to the left side of Ohio through the middle.
So are they competing with each other?
Not really. In fact, they are competing with vendors. Most of the time, the All Ohio Show and the All Cleveland Show are not on the same weekend anymore. They got offset. This weekend they were. So Sunday was the Medina Show, which I didn't go to. Saturday was the All Ohio Show, Columbus. And the same day on Sunday was the Sin City Show. And many of the vendors that sit in the middle go to both, usually because they don't end up on the same day. So there was a lot of new vendors at the Sin City Show.
Okay. All right. And would you say that these two shows are equivalent as far as what was there?
I would say the Sin City Show had more offers and opportunities and had better quality pets. I would think there was less wild caught. I thought I didn't ask everybody. No one ever tells you if it's wild caught or not. They're like, I got it from a friend. You know how that goes. I got it from a friend who's breeding them. And you're like, those aren't bred in the United States, so whatever. But yeah, and there wasn't as many of the vendors. The Medina Show has a lot more vendors that are captive bred. The Ohio Show, I don't think it really did. But it was my first time to the show in 25 years. It's at a different location, a different thing, and I was, we were 2 hours out of being home, so it was a little tired and what have you. So, my wife just knocked a gate down that we're keeping the dogs out, and said, "Oops," but yeah, it was different.
All right, so we got Two Turtle Tom saying something about Cincinnati Show are weeding out the jobbers who sell sickly animals.
Let's see. Looks like just running out of time. Right.
I like that. I think
I agree. I think they probably have. I don't know. I didn't see it beforehand. They're going to a 2-day show. They're trying. I don't know if they're going to try. What I heard was several different things from different vendors. I heard that they were trying the 2-day show to do a bigger show. I heard also they were trying the 2-day show because they were going to do a twice monthly show. They were going to do a Saturday and a Sunday show, but have it twice a month and have them separated every 2 weeks. I didn't get that confirmed with anyone. So I don't know what they're trying to do or what they're, most of the shows in Ohio are on Sundays, but the All Ohio show is Saturday as well. So, and all the Toledo shows, which is Northwest Ohio, are on Saturday, except for the one that we talked about the most, the Glass City show. But yeah, I agree. And Lizanne said that that's fantastic news, which we also agree. So what else, Bill?
Well, we here in California are going to be hitting a dry spell. The next show that we will be able to go to in this area is January.
Which is holy mackerel! I'm going to have to go to different shows. So I've got the Pittsburgh Mega Show. I don't know exactly the actual title of it right off the top of my head. It's just in the east side of Pittsburgh. It's a 2-day show, Saturday and Sunday. You can get early tickets, VIP tickets. You can get in early, which is something unusual. The local shows don't do that here. It's only 2 hours from my house, so it's just as far as the Columbus show. But it's only 3 or 4 times a year, depending on how the things fall. So I'm going to go to that one in a couple weeks. Actually, just a couple weeks, September 14th and 15th. I'm going to the first weekend in September, I'm going to be back at the Sin City show to check out their 2-day extravaganza. And then in October, we have Tinley, which is Chicago. It's the North American Reptile Breeders Conference. So that is a huge show. And the Tinley one is a big one. Apparently, there's a new one in that Chicago area. In the Chicago area, different area, the Schaumburg show, which I heard was okay, but it's a newer one of the same one. So I don't know what they're trying to do with that. If they're trying to move to more frequent shows or what they're up to. But anyways.
Wow.
Pittsburgh, Minnesota. So Two Turtle Tom, I'm trying to talk in to going with me, and we're showing up at this Pittsburgh show. If he can get out there, he's a little further than I am. So, Tom, you got to get there. Bring your family. We'll hang out.
I've never been to a show that has venomous snakes.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever done it either. So, wow, that'll be a first. Oh, you're closer. Well, then there's no excuse. What the heck? Why aren't you already planning it? I'm looking. I already have a puppy-friendly hotel room, which is strange because none of these hotels are pet-friendly except for inside their ballrooms. So you can take the pets into the ballroom and out of the ballroom, but you can't do them in your room, which I guess makes sense because they don't mess up the rooms and it's just one ballroom to clean. But it just seems strange that down the street is the same hotel chain. It has a different name, Holiday Inn or, whatever it might be, the IHG brand or the whatever brand, and they have pet friendly. So it's kind of weird, but anyways.
Well, yeah. So we've got till January. And then after January, we got to wait until July. So
holy mackerel, Bill. Well, this is a drought. You need to come out here, my friend. We need to go to a show together. You need to come out here. We need to go to a show and check it out. And all right, talking Tinley. Oh my gosh! But Tom, I got a second hotel room that I haven't released yet, and I still have time. I guess I'll have to give it to Herps Alive or somebody else that needs an hotel room there. Herps Alive is the local reptile shelter. They've been at the show, but they find it really hard to get to Tinley because it's far. They have to bring animals, and the animals aren't at the shelter. They're at this Tinley thing. So, and it's an overnight, so they don't have a place to put it. And, pet-friendly stuff is not that easy to find. So, anyways, all right, we'll do that instead.
Wait, Tinley, that's in Illinois, right?
That's Chicago, Illinois. That's Chicago. It's a suburb of Chicago.
How far away is that from Ohio?
4.5 hours. Or my trip 5 or 4.
Okay.
I guess it's 5 if I take the kids and 4 if depending which kids I take, and 4 if I don't.
I got to figure out oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, and someone told me about an Indiana show that I need to make, the Indianapolis show, which is huge in 2 days. So I'm going to have to try to make that one, figure that out.
Okay. All right. I'm just
all right. Send you a link, Tom. Okay. Let's see. I got to figure out where my phone is to send him a link. 1 sec. I'm going to send a link to Two Turtle Tom. See if we can do what we can do here. Bill, keep talking.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out where all this is.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk while you're doing it or whatever. I'm sending him a link. Let's see. Two Turtle Tom. We're gonna send you this link over Facebook Messenger, I think, if I could find you. There we are. Here it comes.
Well, I need to hear from actually, James, do you come down to these super shows? Have I just been missing you all these times? And Two Turtle Tom, Pomona I loved it.
We spent the first 20 minutes talking about Pomona.
Yeah, well.
There's Tom.
I'm late.
You're late.
I missed the Pomona section, but
I know. All you heard about was Ohio, which is the shows that you could go. The Columbus show you've been to before, so you know all about that show. But I was a little surprised at the Columbus one per se. But
it's not good. It's not as good as the Cleveland one.
Right. And the Cincinnati one was incredible. It was beautiful. Yeah. It was huge. There was all kinds of non or captive born stuff, or not wild caught, not stuff that people you think that might die in the next week. So, or that you're going to have to babysit for a while until you make it come back to life. So, let's see. This is his excuse. He missed you last year about 10 minutes, James Cross said, in the parking lot. Uh-huh.
There will be more opportunities.
All right.
Bill,
All right.
Bill, I have a question for you about Southern California.
Yes, you can find dairy cow isopods.
Oh, that's awesome. I actually found them at Pet Supplies Plus the other day, and I was shocked that
Yeah.
a big
Pet
chain
Plus
store
has
had
those
like
by us, right?
4 different kinds of isopods. I'm like, wow, they're mainstream now. So,
Very cool.
but
Yeah, I just wonder if they're alive or not, but yes.
no, they were. They look good.
They have silkworms, they have hornworms, they have superworms. Superworms are easy, but they have all these things. But you just have to wonder about the the life and the and how much they cost. But anyways, so Tom, you wanted to come on? What's going on?
Yeah. So, I would love to go to Tinley. I'm working out these plant expeditions in the South, so I'll be in Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, and northern Florida, chasing down a rare oak tree. So I'm not going to be able to make it, but I'm really interested, Bill, in why there aren't these monthly shows in California. And maybe just nobody's tried it, nobody's had a thing. But here's a theory I came up with. I thought, well, maybe there just aren't the venues for that kind of small show. We have tons of VFWs and old hotels, and we just have a lot of space that's relatively cheap. And when I look at your places, they're in these massive, huge halls.
Well, I can go ahead and throw out a number of data points.
Okay.
And we can all discuss how they fit together. There are venues for smaller shows. There's venues for very, very, very small shows and all size of shows. So there is places available for that. Now, it is California, and so things are expensive. So the question is there a certain point where you can't bring in enough at a certain size to justify the cost? So you have to go big.
Yeah.
The next data point is that we have a number of shows that have tried to do, not monthly, but have tried to appear. Now, this is Southern California. In Northern California, there's Rick Porter does his shows up there, and so he's doing a pretty good job. So in Southern California, we've just not had. We've had shows come in and try to be there, and they just don't stick around for whatever reason, and I don't know those reasons.
Interesting.
But I know
the lady enjoyed the show as well, Tom. Just so you know, she had a great day. She went on the boat to Port Clinton and went around the place in a golf cart with us, along with my other puppies. So
you go to Kelly's or Put-in Bay?
Just Put-in Bay. Yeah,
cool.
It's pet friendly. The whole thing. We actually ate at a restaurant that allowed pets. So we got to the restaurant, we ate, and we fed our pet underneath the table. So it was an outdoor, but yeah, it was awesome.
Put-in Bay is the Key West of Lake Erie. And who would think Ohio has a resort island where everybody goes to party? And occasionally a brawl will happen.
Yeah, and more than occasionally.
It just happened. The National Guard had to be called out. But anyways, that's a great place to find the Lake Erie water snake.
Yeah,
bringing it back to reptiles.
Yeah, James says they've got a small show twice a year in San Luis Obispo. So
that's the home of ZoomEd, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
So Zev Green Reptiles is here as well. Hello to you.
Yeah, that's Chris.
Mm-hmm.
ZoomEd sponsored. All right, that makes sense.
That would make sense exactly. All right. So what else you got for us, Tom?
I was in South Carolina at the Turtle Survival Alliance conference 2 weeks ago.
I saw that online.
Yeah. Really cool. Are there any conferences like that for chameleon scientists to get together? Or lizards? I saw there's a symposium, like a gecko symposium happening. So I think we're working in the right direction.
There was one for chameleons in Florida many years ago. Mm-hmm. But since then, I actually almost had a complete show dedicated to chameleons in 2006, or it would have been in January of 2017. And I had a deposit on the place, which I lost, by the way. And so I was going to have a show just for chameleons. And things happened in my life that made it so I wasn't able to do that.
Sure.
And I don't know that things will ever get back to the point where that would be a good thing to do. But, I'd love to. It's still something I'd love to do.
Yeah. I'll take that, Sean, because I've explored the natural areas of Ohio. Yes, we definitely have skinks. 5-line skinks are even in northern Ohio, and I've seen them all over the place. I've never actually seen a 5-line skink in northeast Ohio. And then in the southern counties, we have fence lizards. So got to go down to Scioto County, Chillicothe area, but yeah, we've got fence lizards too.
That's cool. I didn't know that, and I was talking
totally
because I was trying to protect the listeners from all the noise going on here as we're packing.
Oh yeah, no, it's not bad. So yeah, that was a really cool conference because it touches on husbandry of turtles and tortoises. There's scientists there. There's natural resource managers. There's people that just love to breed turtles and tortoises. People like Will Ahrens, who breeds spider tortoises. And Ty Park was there. You probably all know Ty. And people like Whit Gibbons, who is like one of the gods of turtle research, and many of the other turtle gods are also there. So that was really cool. It's a 4-day event. I only went for 1 day, but I'll go back. I really enjoyed it.
And is this yearly then?
They try to do it yearly, yeah.
Okay.
And
where was it at? It was somewhere south?
It was in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay,
and I just happened to be there
right?
on vacation because I was at the beach and with my family. And yeah, I went down for one of the
You
conferences.
didn't see enough turtles at the beach?
No, but sea turtles, lots of loggerhead sea turtles, and the first nest hatched the week we were there. And we went to go see what they call it a sea turtle nest survey. So like 2 days after most of the young come out of the ground, volunteers go and they dig it all up. They count how many eggs hatched and let any baby sea turtles that did not make it out. And you stand in a big long line and watch the baby sea turtle go out to the shore. Unfortunately, there was this freak thunderstorm that happened right our last night there when this was supposed to happen. So we didn't get to see that. But man, if you're ever in that area, South Carolina, southern end of Myrtle Beach, sea turtle nests, lots of them. They come up at night all summer long, and little babies leaving. So that was super cool.
That would be awesome.
And so I got to do kind of a touch base more with the field biology aspect of the turtle and tortoise world. And that's pretty cool. It grounds you and kind of, helps remind you of these animals all have natural habitats that need to be conserved. Obviously, Bill toured all around Madagascar and saw what challenges they are facing there, and that's really important, I think, for us to learn and then come back and share with keepers. And one thing we do with Hingebacks is we've actually sent money to Hingeback researchers from the proceeds of baby tortoises that we've sold. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. All right. So, Bill, you have any questions for Tom while we have him here?
No.
What are you talking about tomorrow, Tom? We always talk about announcements.
So tomorrow I have professional keeper Saul Bauer featured on Secrets of the Zoo. And he's going to be talking about his personal aquatic turtle setups at home.
That's cool. Okay. When is that? 8 o'clock? Same
Thursday
time?
Thursday night, 8 o'clock. YouTube, Two Turtle Tom.
All right. We'll be there. All right. Bill, any other announcements before we wrap it up?
No. Just next time I'm live will be Saturday at noon Pacific. YouTube, Chameleons and Coffee.
All right. We'll see the two of you there, and we'll see everyone next week. Have a great time.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.